What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Pulpit Chat. My name is BJ Matthews, aka B. Just before we get started, follow us on the YouTube page, the Pull Up Basketball Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Twitter, TikTok, the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. Like, share, subscribe. All of our YouTube videos. Hit that notification bell, about to subscribe better, get all the updated content. Let's get it popping. So hopefully this is the last video we gotta talk about regarding this matter. I got some time. I'm driving home right now. About to get something to eat, so I got some time to chop it up with y'all. But I'm in hopes again that this is the last video we talk about this matter, but something tells me this is not going to be the end of this situation. So, hey, it is what it is. But it's regarding Kawhi Leonard, ACL situation, his return, his status with the Clippers right now, things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? The regular, hoopla. And I chose to address it because, yes, yet again, there's been more fake narratives and fake reporting out there by people inside the NBA insider realm trying to create a story with no validity, no credibility, no nothing. Now, you guys know how I roll. When it comes to information and stories, I like to be correct more than to be first. Now, this story broke about 3 days ago, so I could have easily reported on it 3 days ago, but I chose to sit back and wait, listen to some other people's videos, do some research myself, and basically talk about this situation at hand, because the thing about it is everybody wants to give the first information. Everybody wants to break the news story first instead of being correct. If I can be correct and be first at the same time, then that's even better, but most of the time it's going to take some more investigation and research, so I hope y'all appreciate that. But going back to the story, Kawhi Leonard, there's been another reporter out there by the name of Jake Settleman, who's an NBA insider, which is on his Twitter, who said that Kawhi Leonard and his camp is in disagreement with the LA Clippers camp right now, or LA Clippers medical staff, regarding his injury. Now, this is just before they got eliminated into the playoffs. They got eliminated last week by the New Orleans Pelicans on Friday, so this is after the fact. They got eliminated. But let me just tell y'all what he said, what this insider said. Hold on. So I'm driving right now. I'm not going to look at the paper entirely. I'm just going to be reading to y'all what the insider said. Y'all can check this out as well by your own, your own decrement. Y'all can check it out yourself, but basically the quote went like this. According to sources, two-time Finals MVP Kawhi Leonard unlikely will play this playoff postseason. Kawhi's camp and Clippers brass, which is pretty much the medical staff, I'm guessing, are in disagreement as to Leonard's availability for the playoffs. This has led to frustration on both sides, right? That's the quote. All in all, the Clippers medical staff and Kawhi's camp, I guess that's his Uncle Dennis and people on his team, are basically in disagreement with how things are going, pretty much unhappy. So let's get into this situation. Now, here's the deal. I chose to watch a couple people that I know, and I want people to get this video if y'all know these two, because I'm the type of cat, like, if I got something I'm going to tag you in, I want you to see, I want you to hear from me. Ticket TV and Too Raw for Sports, two people I watch who are in the LDBC basketball community. Ticket TV, he's pretty big into the YouTube business, so all respect to him. He used to play overseas basketball. I used to play overseas basketball, so there's already respect I have for him in that realm, because he's been in that type of vicinity. Too Raw, Too Sports, he has good content on his YouTube page, so I always listen to his content as well. But there doesn't mean we can't disagree. Now, there's a couple people I know that roll with Ticket by the name of Showtime TV and C Hill. Those are two Clipper fans, so that's how me and him got engaged. I know Mookie, which is Radar Sports Debate. Shout out to them. So I'm kind of getting into that, that group, that little circle. But for the most part, I'm just talking to Ticket TV and Too Raw for Sports. They both seem to have a problem with what Kawhi Leonard did. They both think that Kawhi Leonard chose to milk this injury. They both feel Kawhi Leonard could have played. And they feel like this is another repeat of what happened in San Antonio. So a couple things I want to point out. I used to live in San Antonio. I played ball there as well. So I was there when Kawhi Leonard was there those championship years with the Spurs. So when all that stuff happened with him leaving, I was right there, you know, around them circles. I've met Uncle Dennis. He lives out here. He lives in actually New Jersey, but I met him at the NBA Summer League and stuff like that. So there's some people that I know that actually are close to Kawhi. And the story they gave is the same story they gave to the public with the Spurs. Is they were trying to force him back to play when he was not prepared to play. It wasn't the situation that Kawhi Leonard was just milking this injury and didn't want to play. If y'all remember that year that he came back after, you know, hurting his quad, when he got hurt by Zaza for cheap shot, he tried to come back the next season and played 9 games. So he didn't come back the next season and just like sat out. He came back and tried to play. It wasn't until he realized that he felt hurt and something wasn't right where he chose to get a second opinion. When he got that second opinion, like I told y'all in my last video, that's when they chose to shut it down. What the Spurs messed up at, they tried to clear Kawhi Leonard before he was ready. And that's where the whole rift came. And that's where the trust was broken. With the Clippers, what it seems like, in my opinion, people keep trying to compare the two. They're totally different situations because with the Clippers, to me, it seemed like Kawhi Leonard wants to come back. He wanted to come back because he even said it. At the All-Star break, he said it. He said at the beginning of the season, he took the 4-year deal. You saw him trying to, you know, work out a few weeks prior before the season was over. Like, he was making strides to come back. He didn't do none of this shit. He did nothing with this with San Antonio. He wasn't sitting with the team. He wasn't encouraging his teammates. He wasn't coming to the games with the Spurs. So it's two totally different situations, right? Now, as far as this quote goes, Ticket TV, he had a live this past Sunday, and the guy, Showtime, shout out to Showtime, he was on that live, and I listened to the live for about an hour, and they're basically saying like how Kawhi Leonard has a history of this. They're basically saying Kawhi Leonard has missed this amount of games, saying that Kawhi Leonard let his team down. Well, my thing is with this, first of all, in order to have a history of something, you can't have it happen more than just 2 times. You had 1 time in San Antonio and 1 time with the Clippers, and that's a history. Could it just be that he was trying to come back this season and the Clipper staff didn't want him coming back? Because according to this quote, they didn't say which side was which. All they said, they were in disagreement. So I think what happened was, in my opinion, was Kawhi Leonard saying what he said all year he wanted to come back was the side that was trying to get back on the court, and it was the Clippers medical staff trying to keep him from playing, and that's where the disagreement came in. Because Skip Bayless even reported, who actually reported Kawhi's injury last season, said that he tore his ACL before anybody else reported, any big news site reported it. He comes back again this season, I think back in January on Undisputed, saying that the medical staff and Steve Ballmer to the top told it was best to shut him down. So it's up to the Clippers medical staff if Kawhi plays or not. But all this narrative that Kawhi Leonard doesn't want to play, there's no validity to it. He's told the public he's making action to he wanted to come back and play on this team, right? So that's what it was. And that's number 1. Number 2, this Jake Settleman guy, he's not a Clipper insider. If this was a real true story, you would have real Clipper insiders reporting this, echoing this sentiment. Not one can you find echoed the same sentiment. Tamar Al-Azhari is a Clipper insider for the Clippers. He did not break this story. As a matter of fact, when people asked about who this Jake Settleman guy was, he said he wasn't even an insider. So I'm not taking something from somebody who's not even in-house and running with that with the information. But that's what the Ticket TV and that's what Too Raw for Sports seem to have done. They're taking information that's not true and has no validity and trying to make that, the narrative. I kind of see why Ticket's doing it, because it kind of comes off to me that Ticket, he believes in Kawhi so much and he's just mad that he's not playing. because he's so great. Too Raw for Sports seems to echo a lot of the same sentiments that Ticket does. I listened to both their videos, and they say damn near exactly the same thing at the same time. And Too Raw's already said that he's pretty cool with Ticket. So my thing in conclusion with this, people gotta stop with these narratives. People gotta stop acting like Kawhi Leonard just is a cancer to his team. I've told y'all before, in order for you to make that claim, you gotta listen to his teammates. And not one of his teammates have called him out for being a bad teammate, a bad leader, milking an injury. They've all said that he's been trying to come back all season. He was trying to work his way back. He was ramping up his workouts. But the only problem is he didn't come back. So that's why we have this narrative that he somewhat just, milked this injury. But this gotta stop. I'm pretty sure it's not gonna stop. People can always have their opinions, but if you're gonna have an opinion, just have some type of real evidence to back it up. I mean, because people can take this report. Anybody can put anything on Twitter and make it true. If you're not on the Clippers staff, if you're not in the Clippers inside media room, none of that stuff, then to me, you're not a credible source. But we're taking this and trying to make it a story, man. I'm telling you, nobody else is gonna echo this story that this Jake Settlement guy has made. But that's all I gotta say about that. You know what I'm saying? Who am I? Continue to follow us on the YouTube page, the Pull Up Basketball Podcast, iHeartRadio, Twitter, TikTok. You know what I'm saying? Like, share, subscribe, all of our YouTube videos. Pull up, see, pull up, and check, pull up. Peace. Out here like swimwear.